Hi, everyone. Today we have the pleasure of speaking to Professor Shuvra Das. Professor Das, would you like to talk about the purpose of this interview?
The purpose of this interview is to talk to your audience, other South Asian listeners, about the importance of voting in this particular midterm election, about the importance of voting for Democrats up and down the ballot, and also encouraging young people to vote in large numbers because it is their future that we are all working to save.
Why is it so important to vote this time than ever before?
This time the US House majority could be decided by a handful of votes in some key districts. And, if you recall last year or in the last election, Joe Biden won two states, Arizona and Georgia, by just about 10,000 votes. So even statewide elections could be decided based on a few handful of votes. Donald Trump in 2016, he won Michigan, my home state, by only about 10,000 votes. And in most of these states, or in many important battleground states, the South Asians are a significant part of the population. And if we vote in larger numbers, our vote could be the difference between victory and loss.
So what are some of the critical issues this time?
I will talk from a personal standpoint. The most important issue for me is the future of the next generation. I have a daughter who is in her mid-20s. And right now, as we speak, with the overturning of Roe v. Wade by the Supreme Court, she and other young women have less rights than women have enjoyed in this country for over 50 years. I'm equally worried about, my students, because I'm a professor. I work with 18, 19-year-olds who are my students. And I'm worried that many of them will lose lots of rights that they currently enjoy, such as, the rights over their own bodies. LGBTQ students will be discriminated against. The gun violence is on a path increasing significantly, particularly affecting young people. And, the climate as we know it can get destroyed. So it is very important, therefore, for young people to turn out in large numbers to protect their future. If you look at the opposite end of the spectrum, which is people like us, who are closer to retirement and actually planning for retirements, the Republicans have announced that in the next Congress, if they win majority, they are going to cut down Social Security and Medicare. Press is not talking much about it, but they have said they will do it. So once again, they're out to take away some lifeblood of the American population, something that large number of people depend on.
So what can young South Asian people do to change this?
Unfortunately, there are not too many things people can do as an individual, but the one thing that they could do is very powerful, which is vote and vote for the right candidate. And that is what I'm here to talk about more and more, in this interview, is that vote is an enormous power. If you think of, Hillary Clinton's election, she got 60 plus million votes. Trump got 60 plus million votes, and about 70 million people in the country did not vote. And so the largest population was the non-voters. Now, even if, 20% of those people voted, things would be very different now. So we have to believe in that power. That's what I'm urging our friends, within the community to think of. We have to believe in that power. And young people, sometimes they're much more idealistic. They think that, nothing will change, with a single vote. Yet some days ago, I saw something on social media which said like 40 million people thought one vote won't make a difference. So if you think of it that way, if all of us take the time to vote, we can make the difference. We can make the change. We can bring in better results out of this.
Thank you so much, Professor. Do you have any closing thoughts?
Yeah, I would say, first of all, I've said many times in this interview, vote for all Democrats, vote for Democrats up and down the ballot. Secondly, in many states, there are nonpartisan sections in the ballot, which is about school board races, judges, and, ballot measures. These are also very, very important, but they vary from state to state. So do some homework and, vote on those because they affect your life in the local arena in your neighborhood, and you want to make sure you have the right person in there, and please do vote.